Have you ever just woken up one day and felt down in the dumps? Emotional, angry, anxious, unstable, ungrounded, insecure, frustrated, and you have no idea why? Everything seems to be going perfectly at work, at home. You're doing everything right. It's not that time of the month. And you just can't put your finger on it. Well, if you've ever found yourself in that situation, this is the episode for you, where we dive a little deeper and explore a new avenue in understanding ourselves a little bit more than before. I'm quite eager to discuss this topic, actually. Egan, so I am. I'm quite excited and eager to talk about this topic because there are a few different reasons. Firstly, it has given me a deeper understanding of what happens when we don't deal with emotions or traumas or pain or different things, and we don't deal with them well, and how they get trapped in our bodies. And I've experienced this firsthand. The second reason is because it's a little trend that has started to show up among my, I was going to say patients, but they're clients. Over the last few weeks, different blockages have shown up throughout my clients' quantum hypnosis sessions. So that's two reasons why I want to explore this. So as you can probably gather, the topic today is understanding our energy bodies. Let's imagine our body as an energetic vessel, let's say. And according to physics, everything is made of energy, and everything is energy. So our bodies are also a vessel of energy, and there are different emotions that we go through depending on if we're angry, anxious, depressed, sad, stressed, or we could even go through a trauma. And in that case, some emotions can be trapped or stuck in our body. It's really curious if you wonder how emotions can get trapped in your body. But at the same time, it's understandable, because imagine when you're really angry, you have a huge amount of energy in your body. And it makes sense, because if your body is an energetic body, and your emotion is creating that intensified energy, it makes sense. And imagine that when we're so angry and we don't have a chance to express that anger or to release that anger through, verbal communication or an emotional release, it can get stuck. One of my biggest idols in the field of self-development and self-growth is Gabor Mate. And Gabor Mate, who is a medical doctor and writer who has wrote many books based on our emotions, our bodies, and how stress plays a powerful role in chronic illness. This includes breast cancer, prostate cancer, multiple sclerosis, and many others, even degenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and different psychological connections. So it's really interesting. He has a book called When the Body Says No, and the Cost of Hidden Stress. Gabor Mate demystifies medical science, and as he did in other books, he invites us all to be our own health advocates. I feel it's quite true to say that there are a lot of physicians and doctors and research done on this topic nowadays, and it's like a lot of us are becoming to understand that sometimes our physical symptoms and illnesses are directly related to our emotional and mental bodies, because we're not just a physical body, and the energy, the etheric, emotional, astral and subtle energy bodies that we are can absorb different energies and pain and trauma and anger and sadness. And as I said before, if we aren't able to express them through verbal communication or journaling or some sort of body movement or meditation, it can result in our body not responding well and provoke illnesses. According to research, I'm going by the research here. All of the information that I provide on my podcast will always be researched and backed, and I will give some of the research details in the show notes, of course, always. Let's take a look at our energy centers of the body. There, according to Hinduism and Buddhism, we have 7 energy centers, or chakras, so they're called. And these chakras, or energy centers, are closely related to how we feel, our emotional response, and also associated to specific physical parts of our body. So if any of these energy centers or chakras are blocked or imbalanced, it can actually manifest as a physical or emotion or mental ailment or illness. And that could be a result from stress, illness, trauma, sadness, any kind of low emotion can get trapped here. So let's go through. Our root chakra at the base of our spine is associated with a red color. It gives us a sense of security, grounding, and a solid foundation, connected to the earth. When this red root chakra is unbalanced, it can make us feel anxious, restlessness, addictions can show up, and financial problems. So our second chakra, our sacral chakra, it's around our lower abdomen and it's around our reproductive organs. It's associated to the color orange. This deals with emotions, your creativity, relationships, passion, and your sexual function. If this chakra is unbalanced, it can show up as emotional instability. You can have blocks in your creativity, sexual dysfunction, and an imbalance in your relationships as well. That's what I found actually in my experience. That's your second chakra. Your third chakra going up your body is called your solar plexus chakra, and it's associated to the color yellow, and it's in your upper stomach, just below your heart. This is focused on your self-esteem, your personal power, setting boundaries, and it's also focused on confidence. When your solar plexus chakra is imbalanced, it can result in digestive problems, low self-esteem. You're not able to set boundaries. You put other people first, and you're not taking care of yourself. We can find ourselves not talking very well to ourselves and can get into a habit of negative self-talk. So the next chakra up, our fourth chakra, our heart chakra, associated to the color green or pink, is located in the center of our chest. And this is associated with love, compassion, and forgiveness. If our heart chakra is imbalanced, it can lead to a feeling of loneliness, disconnection from others, a lack of empathy, and an inability to receive and give love. I will explain, after I explain the chakras, my experience with unblocking my heart chakra. The next one, our fifth chakra, is our throat chakra. It's associated with the color blue and it's located in your throat. It is associated with communication, self-expression, and listening, and the ability to speak. If our fifth chakra is imbalanced, it means we could have poor communication skills or trouble expressing our thoughts, or we could have creative blocks as well. We could also feel that we're not being heard or being able to speak up or express our truth. Our sixth chakra, our third eye chakra, associated to the color indigo, it's located in between your eyebrows. It's also where your pineal gland is. This is connected to our intuition, our insight, and our imagination. Going up to our seventh chakra. Our seventh chakra is located at the top of our head, our crown, and it's associated to the color purple. It's just at the top of our head, and it is associated to our higher selves, spirituality, consciousness. And when it's blocked, it can lead to a lack of inspiration. We can feel disconnected from ourselves and separated to our divine source. So now this brings me to my client's story and how I've come across blockages in my client's chakra areas. So my first client, the first experience that I've had regarding trapped energy was around my client's sacral chakra. Now, she had sexual problems. When I say sexual problems, I mean sexual reproductive problems around that area, and has had it for a very long time. And one of her intention was to find out the reason why, what she needs to do in order to heal these problems regarding her sexual reproductive area, and if we could do any healing on it to release and let go any energy. And that was the intention before quantum hypnosis. So in we went through her whole body, and she got an overwhelming sense of love through her heart. And then when we connected to her higher self and her subconscious mind, we asked what she needed to do in order to heal her sacral chakra area. And we didn't really get any words, but what we did get was intense healing energy, like a complete energy clearance of her sacral chakra area. And yeah, it was a very successful quantum hypnosis session, and she felt very light after. She felt like she had never felt before, and it was a very intense healing session for her, and she was very grateful after it. So it was lovely for me to be able to facilitate that for her. Another one of my clients had blockages around her heart chakra area, which I can relate to, and I'm sure a lot of people can out there in the world. But the message through the quantum hypnosis session was that she needed to work on her heart chakra. She needed to start to break down those blockages and release that energy and break down those walls that she had up to prevent her from getting hurt, which is absolutely understandable. As a human, it's a great protection mechanism, but only for so long, because it doesn't allow love to come in and love to go out, and other types of emotions that are associated to the heart chakra. So her advice from her higher self, her subconscious mind, was to break down those walls. And that's what we started to do through quantum hypnosis. And it was quite an overwhelming experience for her, but it was very, very healing, and she was overly grateful. And that was also very, very wonderful to experience. Another one of my clients had an awareness of a blockage in her throat chakra. And it was quite curious because before our quantum hypnosis session, she had already come across that awareness, which I didn't know until after the session. But during quantum hypnosis, as we were unblocking the chakras, when I say unblocking, I mean cleansing the chakras and releasing and letting go of any energies that wouldn't facilitate the session well or would hinder the session in any way, she basically felt her throat chakra closing up. And as I said before, your throat chakra is associated to communication. And now my client is hopefully on the process of unblocking that throat chakra. And, she knows why her throat chakra was blocked. And it was due to not being able to speak her voice throughout her life, which was really interesting to find out and for her to, finally be aware of. And now it brings me to my last chakra. In my experience, I have found that my crown chakra had been blocked. When I just started on the quantum hypnosis journey, I just could not connect to my subconscious mind and to my higher self. There was a block there, and the block was in my crown chakra. And I needed to work on that energy and shift it and transmute it and release it and let it go. And it took a while, and I could feel the pains in my head during quantum hypnosis. I had pains in my head, and I just needed to release them and let them go. So if you're listening out there and you're resonating with any of these trapped emotions in different parts of your body, I highly recommend and would love for you to go out there and choose a meditation that helps you to unblock these emotions, release these emotions and unblock the energy throughout our energy centers. If it's the first time you've ever started to do this, their emotions will surface. I'm not saying they will 100% surface, but there's a high likelihood, high probability that you will discover some emotions that have been trapped there for a while, and that's absolutely normal. I'll leave some recommendations in the show notes for you to explore and try out different meditations and mindfulness techniques. And there are endless things that we can do in order to unblock the energies in our energy centers. From meditation to visualization, from EFT tapping to quantum energy focus work, different types of breathing techniques. The list is endless nowadays, like dancing, energetic dancing, intense workouts. The list is endless. Any kind of movement is so beneficial for getting rid of that energy, that deep energy that could be stored in your body. So if you're somebody who works out and uses all of your whole body and does high intensity workout, well then, you're probably releasing a lot of that energy as well. But if you're curious about trying out a meditation, you can check out the resources that I leave in the show notes. So working on my chakra system has been one of the biggest improvements of my life. A lot of things have happened over the last 2 years in my life, and this is a really important one. The fact that I was able to allow emotions to release, and I was able to untrap blocked energy from my energy centers, brought up a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of uncomfortable shit came up. So if you are going to do this, reach out to somebody who might be trained or a professional, or anybody who might help you manage your emotions. I recommend journaling. You're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I'll guide you along the process as well. But it has just balanced my life. It has balanced my relationships. I feel secure and I trust the world. I've always trusted the world, but I trust in what the future holds. I don't have a sense of insecurity, any insecurity about money or work. I have developed my self-love. I try my best to live in a space of self-love where I'm giving and receiving as much as I can. I have been able to set boundaries regarding my solar plexus, my yellow central stomach center. I have been able to set boundaries where I haven't ever before. I've been able to speak my truth regarding my throat chakra and release, oh, I forgot to say this, which is a big thing for me, release control. I used to be a person who loves to control things. And that is one reason why when I did quantum hypnosis, it wasn't allowing me to go into my subconscious mind, because my conscious mind has always been in control. And me working on my throat chakra, my communication energy center, which is also associated to control, and me working on releasing control really allowed me to access my subconscious mind and also make me relax in life. I used to be a person who was obsessed with having the house clean. You know, we need to tidy up the house. Everything needs to be clean and in its order and all of this. And I still am. But if I don't clean the house at the weekend, it's not the end of the day anymore. Where before, it used to really get on my nerves. So that's a huge thing for me, actually. So that's all I have for today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, all about chakras and our energy bodies, how we can identify the blockages and what to do to release them. If you're interested in exploring your energy body, get in contact with me here in the notes. You can contact me on my website, which is healing-with-sarah.com. I'm also on Instagram, which is healing_with_Sarah, and also on YouTube at Healing with Sarah. On YouTube, you can find me giving weekly card readings from my angel cards and my galactic heritage card reading. If you've enjoyed this episode, feel free to give me a rating. I'd really appreciate that. And if you know anybody that might benefit from this podcast, please send it on. I'd be overly grateful and appreciative. Sending all the love out there to you all, and have a wonderful day. Bye.